What is up, guys? It is Simba here, and welcome back to another League Racing video on the channel. And today it is round number 15 for the Japanese Grand Prix here at Suzuka. And if you haven't watched the last video, which was in Singapore, the link is in the top right. Go check it out before you see this one, because that race was quite chaotic as we arrive here in Japan looking for that big result that we've been waiting for the last few races. But yeah, make sure you guys like the video, hit the subscribe button, and here we are going into the final chicane now. And this has been a pretty decent-ish banker. It's a 26.8, which was quicker than my lap that I did in WOR in that video where we managed to win the race. We are feeling quite confident over, race trim, but qualifying has been a bit of a struggle. But here's our best lap of the session. But you can see it's only with 5.5 minutes to go, so we've got our timings a bit wrong, which I'll mention later on. But for now, into turn 1 you go, and through turn 2, we just missed the apex completely, but we get the traction on the exit of turn 2, and now through the S section, a very unforgiving part of the racetrack if you get it wrong. But right now, we're just not really nailing the apexes, and you can see that it's been a very scruffy first sector. We're 600s down in the first sector, and that is a 31.1, which is far from spectacular as we go through the Degners. Degner 2 has been a bit of a problem for us. You can see we have a little bit of a wobble on the exit curb there. That curb literally wants to make sure your car bottoms out and put you in a spin, or maybe spit you out into the wall as we go through the hairpin. Again, the entry wasn't too great, but the exit was pretty strong. But you can see we're not really gaining that much on the delta, and through Spoon we missed the apex again. And through the second part, we kind of do it alright, but we gain time on the exit though. What would a 0.6 get me?
5th or 6th.
So you can hear me asking Race Roller where this lap would get me at the moment, and apparently we're on for P5 or P6. We have the option to box, but since we are up on the delta, we're going to finish the lap. The chicane wasn't too great. We lose a bit of time on the exit, but we cross the line with a 26.6, and that puts us into P6, just behind last week's race winner. We try and go again for one more lap, but as you can see, we've run out of time, unfortunately, and that is the session over.
My AI has done a lap on that fresh set of softs.
No, my final chicane was so shit.
Well, that's not ideal. Might as well not even bother, the show just retired.
So we tried to get back into the pits, but we ran out of time, and the AI just did a lap around the track on those tyres. So we have no fresh softs, but once again, it is P6, and this one was quite scruffy, but I'm glad we got that second lap in. Otherwise, we would have been down the order by quite some way. So again, not a bad starting position. You can see Corey in second place has got a 5-place grid penalty for illegal blocking. So we're going to be starting in P5 for this race. Corey down in P7 as he vies for the championship, as he outscored Snipes in the last race. And it's going to be quite tough for him to do that here today, starting down in P7. So we've been promoted to 5th, and let's see what we can do from the 3rd row on the grid. 5 red lights for the Japanese Grand Prix, and the lights are out, and we are underway here in Suzuka. It's a pretty good second phase to the start. We're drawing alongside the Ferrari of SLR Ham. Going into the first corner, he hits the back of Roller. Roller sent into a spin.
Typical.
Good stuff from Ham.
Typical. You got damage, Roller.
No, just got spun around.
And the only good thing for the Mercedes driver is that he's got no damage, but that is a disastrous start for him. We move up into P3, albeit collecting a warning on the way past both cars on the outside line. And you can see here, by the end of the lap, Corey's putting pressure on us, and the debutant of Gauzy in the sister Ferrari has overtaken Midzi and takes the lead of the Japanese Grand Prix right at the end of the first lap, as we fend off Corey with good defensive driving around the outside through the Casio triangle. As we're still in P3, and Gauzy starting on the softs, and he's making them work very nicely for him. As you can hear my teammate looking to make progress down the order there. He's fighting for the low end of the points, but he's doing a solid job at the moment. As on to lap 5 we go. Gauzy still leads the way. We're still in P3 with Corey right on our gearbox. Ham has dropped to 5th place as well, as DRS is enabled, and we're using quite a bit of the battery just to make sure you know, we stay ahead of Corey, as nothing much is happening here. On to lap number 6. The priority here is just to keep up with Midzi. He's the one that we need to worry about. When we were 5th on the grid, we were the 3rd highest runner on the hard tyres. Now we're 2nd, so Midzi's in our race. We know Gauzy's going to pit really early on. And speaking of pitting really early on, Roller's crashed.
Of course, a safety.
Well, I'm sorry. It wasn't exactly on purpose.
Oh, look, thank you, because it's kind of saved the race there.
I'm sorry.
Fuck's sake. Do we box for mediums?
Yeah, you have to.
Nah,
Well, I am,
I'm
but-
good. I'd rather be on nice, old-ass tyres while I've won some fresh tyres around me. I do like that idea.
Right, you've sarcastically said yes.
Sarcasm is the only thing keeping me going here.
And he has caused a safety car, and Roller's reaction is on point. I
Jesus.
was quite annoyed to
In the
see the safety
south.
car came out, because that's going to help Gauzy on his soft tyres, and I can confirm it was not on
Is
purpose
that drastic?
from
Blaze
Roller. Of course he
staying
wouldn't do that
out?
on purpose.
Typical.
As we're going to go on a set of medium tyres, and you
Let's
heard
see how
also
he will do.
Darren being very sarcastic on whether we should box or stay out. Also,
Congratulations.
you can hear us talking in the background. Drastic Blaze
Stayed out.
has stayed out.
Oh my god.
Typical.
This is about to get mayhem. Mayhem.
I'm behind Rigsy. Nice one, team. Nice one.
Demolition Derby. It's time, boy.
So, coming to the end of lap 8, Midzi, myself, Corey and Snipes and everyone else have boxed except for Drastic Blaze. So the lead changes hands again on lap 8. And here we go then, preparing for the restart. It's going to be the AlphaTauri of Drastic Blaze leading the way ahead of Gauzy on the hard tyres. He's got a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. And to be fair to Blaze, he actually goes a lap leading the race without getting overtaken. But now, you can see by the time we get to the end of lap 9, on to lap 10, as the fastest lap gets traded around, Gauzy and Midzi are all over the back of the AlphaTauri, and now Gauzy is wanting to take the lead back again as he gets a switch back out of turn 2 and going into the S's.
Why are you going side by side through the S section? What's going on here?
They're going side by side through the S section, and to be fair to Gauzy, he's pulled it off, he leads the race, and Blaze goes a bit wide through Dunlop, and that allows Midzi through. Can we follow the McLaren? Going into the Degners, no we can't, we have to sit behind him, but Blaze makes an absolute meal out of Degner 2, almost flies off the track, and we swipe our way through.
What's happening over there?
Just saw that coming, like 10 miles away. Always going to happen when you're the only person to stay out.
Come on, mate. You passed now. Just get back in your rhythm.
Yeah, man, I'm not complaining. It's just, you know, inevitable, isn't it?
So you can hear me passing Blaze, and I wasn't very happy because I knew that was going to happen. It was like 5 million miles away. It was so obvious that was going to happen
Can't do the final
because he
ball
became a
over
mobile
life.
chicane at that point. And when one person passes a car on older tyres, everyone else is wanting to do the same thing. And that's exactly what happened to Degner 2. As meanwhile, back with the action in front of us, Midzi has put a car in between us as he's passed Gauzy on the end of lap 11. And that was a bit annoying because now we're going to have to figure out a way to pass the Ferrari, who is obviously trying to get to the end of the race. So he's basically in pole position to win this Grand Prix, and now we have to find a way past him. You can see, going into 130R, we've used the battery to put some pressure on him, and Gauzy's responded by getting closer to the McLaren, and Midzi brakes a little bit early. Gauzy is a bit slow. We notice this, and we go down the inside, going into the Casillo triangle. We have the outside line, and we've absolutely played him, and we're up into P2.
Fucking checkmate. Let's go.
And you can hear me saying checkmate. That was a smart
So fine.
move. I didn't expect to make
I wish
it,
you that quick
but
and hard.
yeah, definitely one of the nicer moves you'll see throughout this season. As we're up into P2 now, and the main thing is, now the main car in front of us is Midzi, right ahead of us, just 2 car lengths separating us, but we have to start worrying about tyre wear because that is going to play a factor here with the coming comms.
31 front left, 31 front right. Struggling.
Snipes in. Okay, no.
It's a bit early, but it might work out for him.
So, on to lap 16, Snipes, the championship leader, has boxed for another set of medium compound tyres, And if you guys remember back to my last Japan video, where we initiated the undercut along with a few other cars, it really turned out to be beneficial. So now, we're going to have to respond to the Alfa Romeo. Because there is no way we're getting to the end of the race on one set of mediums. You heard Darren say that he was on 31% and we're on 37% by the end of lap 16.
Let me know we're doing pit stop. And not if you're doing it at all.
16.7, he's catching a lot.
Was there Simba?
I think I'll box.
Yeah? Okay.
There's no way we're getting to the end of the race.
I think it's risky.
He's gained a second, guys. He's gained a second already.
Yeah, in.
What
Yeah.
position is he?
P12, but he's getting a lot clearer.
12. Right.
Yeah, he's gained nearly 2 seconds already. He might be burning, but... Look,
Now
mate,
that is a massive call from our bro in the Williams. He's warned us about how much time Snipes is gaining on his outlap. And that's the
course he
difference between
pits it.
fresh and old tyres on this game.
Whatever.
He can gain a ridiculous amount of time on the outlap. And it has forced us, along with Midzi, Corey, and basically everybody else, to box for another set of mediums. You can hear my frustration as I know what's going to happen. Snipes is going to take the lead. Well, a net race
Very
lead
close.
here.
It's going to be very, very
Yeah,
close.
race over.
Yeah, he's going to get ahead.
Pit strategy complete. See these
Yeah,
tyres through to the
he's
end
ahead.
now.
Just about though.
Stupid pit stop modification.
What's wrong with Darren?
They only told me Crispy had pitted by the time I literally turned in to go into the pit lane. Fuck's sake.
However, the same cannot be said for our bro as
So
he's
far back
accidentally
now.
double stacked with his teammate. So the minute he's come into the pits, the game has given him the notification that teammate is in the pits
Whatever.
as soon as Darren
So,
came in. So he's lost a lot of time to our train right now. And he's basically like
Oh, thank
2
God.
or 3 seconds behind when he was within the train, which is very frustrating for him. Meanwhile, on to the end of lap 18, onto lap 19, the fastest lap keeps getting traded again, and frustratingly, Midzi has once again put a car in between us, but I'm not convinced we'll catch the top 2 at the end.
I don't know if we're going to catch the top 2 by enough.
So you can hear me basically confirm that on the end of lap
They're on
19.
hards.
TMS Sora and Gauzy have stayed out on hard tyres, and they're basically fighting for the win amongst themselves. We are catching, but it won't. I'm not too sure if it will be enough
Well, we'll see.
by the end of the race, as
don't
we're
think it'll be
basically
enough.
fighting for
We're
P3 if we
pushing
can't
on
catch them by the end.
By 6.3 seconds.
Oh, okay, Jam. Fucking
Right,
hell.
speed, our delta's
Oh
Yeah.
my word.
Full safety
What the
cars.
fuck's he done there?
race immediately. Okay, safety car deployed. Safety car's been deployed. Watch your delta.
Okay.
Make sure you
Okay.
keep it
The safety
positive
car.
as
What
you
happened?
catch the pack.
Well, he's had a little moment coming up the last corner, then he's just drifted from left, right, left, right, left, right. He never recovered it. So,
He's still in the race. Don't worry
yeah.
about it.
Yeah.
I know, it's not ideal.
Medal, do you have damage?
Yeah.
He will have
And
damage after
once
that. I
again,
saw that fucking
one
debris.
Alpine fights near the front end, and the other one gets absolutely
You
caught
pitting
out.
then, Brad?
I'm going to see what these two do. The top 2 are in. I think it only makes sense to box into it. Like,
No? Yes?
track position.
Yeah, let me stay out for a change. What have I got to lose?
So, big moment under the safety car here. Me and Midzi, along with Corey, have decided to stay out under safety car as Gauzy and Sora also pitted for fresh tyres. And now that means we're up into second place in this Japanese Grand Prix. And once again, it is the one McLaren in front of us. He gets a little bit out of shape on the restart, and we're looking to pounce on this.
Yep.
This is our best chance to get a victory here, and we're looking to seize it as we go side by side with the McLaren. We go round the outside into turn 1, and we take the lead.
Fucking vamos!
And you can hear me being very, very happy at that move, and that's why the title is what it is. And that's the moment you've all been waiting for in this video. What a way to take the lead of the Japanese Grand Prix, and we just need to hold
One
on
of the
to
most
it now.
incredible moves I've ever seen, mate.
And you can hear my bro being supportive as ever, as he absolutely loved that move going into the first corner. It could have easily gone wrong, but the respect between myself and Midzi helped pull it off. But we have to make sure that we have eyes at the back of our heads. This race isn't over yet. As Sora looks to make those work, he's fighting with Corey and Snipes.
Oh my god.
Yeah, shit. My bad. That's on me. That's on me. Yeah, I shouldn't have gone for that.
Gap to your teammate behind.
Go on,
happened?
Vicious.
4.5 seconds.
It was nearly 4 wide. I think it was 4 wide.
Green flag.
Are you okay?
No.
And for our bro, it is a massive missed opportunity. He had a collision with Corey. He tried to make it
Yeah, I
4
should have really
wide
thought of that.
at the exit of the last corner. And 4 do not go into 1 through that section of the track. And as a result, he's taken himself and Corey out of contention for big points here today. So Sniped with a massive moment for him in the championship. But meanwhile, this race still isn't over as Sora is still going for it here. He wants the lead back. He passes Mitzi going into 130R, and he might be looking at us as well. You can see we've used a lot of battery trying to maintain the lead, and we need to make sure we think about the last lap, because the last thing we want is to run out of battery and be defenseless, as Sora is absolutely going for it. You can see we turn off the battery and concede the lead to the Red Bull, and he takes the lead of the Japanese Grand Prix with 2 laps to go. The change in leadership has happened again, and now we have to try and keep up with him. The good thing for us is we have more battery than Sora. Sora's red light is flashing, and that means he has got just under 10% battery, as meanwhile Gauzy is out of the race. He collided with one of the McLarens right at the end of the race. So we still have a chance to win this Grand Prix, but we have to stay with Sora, who pitted on lap 22. We pitted on lap 16, so there's a 6 lap tyre difference. But thanks to having more ERS, we've managed to keep up with him. But we need a good run out of the Casio Triangle if we want to take the lead back. How is it through the chicane? Going through, flick it right, flick it left. It's not the best exit. Sora pulls away just a little bit, but we have the ERS advantage, and we're going to drain it all down the straight. We start the last lap, and once again, we're going to emulate Kimi Raikkonen. Sora goes defensive, but there's nothing he can do. We go sweeping round the outside again to retake the lead of the Japanese Grand Prix. It's the last lap as well, and that might be one of the most important moves we have made all season, because now we are heading for our first victory of this SLR season in the McKeown division. It'll be our first win since Abu Dhabi, all the way at the end of F1 2021. We did not get even close to a race win on F1 22 in SLR, and this is our best chance to do it. We just need to hang on here. Sora has a little bit of a look going into the hairpin, but we get good traction out of the corner. But Sora's right behind us. Mitzi has fallen back along with Snipes and Ham, who has somehow climbed up to P5 in this race. I think Blaze is P5 as well, which is absolutely unbelievable. But right now, through Spoon, decent run again. We're trying to make sure we don't use the ERS too early, because Sora can get a really good run on us going through 130R, and that's exactly what's happening. He's nearly pushing us through the left-hander, but it won't matter because we cover our bases into the Casio Triangle. We lost out in Belgium, and it's not happening again here because we take the win in Suzuka.
Vamos! Great job. Great job. Well done, man. First victory.
We
Well
got
done.
it! We fucking got it!
Well done, man. Incredible.
Yes!
What a moment. What a move. And what a race. At the end of 27 hectic laps around Suzuka, it is us finishing P1 in the Japanese Grand Prix. And I could not have imagined a better way to win it right at the end. And just brilliant. Amazing. Amazing stuff. You can see our guy on the top step of the podium for the first time since that famous Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, where we lift the winner's trophy and we spray the champagne, and this was a long time coming. We have improved so much as a driver across this SLR season, and we've shown it as well in WR, winning the Tier 4 championship right at the end. And here in SLR, thanks to a brilliant move replicated by that man in the background there, we have managed to snatch our first victory of the season. And my reaction at the end of the race said it all so happy to get it. This makes up for Belgium a few races ago where we could have won that race, could have got a podium, and we lost out badly. So this is positive karma, and we are really, really proving our worth here on this SLR grid. I didn't think this was going to happen when we started the season in Bahrain, and we've made it work finally in Suzuka. So guys, if that doesn't earn a subscription, I don't know what will. Subscribe to the channel for more content. These races are live on every Sunday night, and until then, take care. I'll see all of you in the next one.